What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome to my Vital Astra guide. I'll be discussing this new special and what are some of the best users of it, because this special turned out to be inheritable from Ascended Mareeta. So Vital Astra is a 2-turn cooldown special that gives you damage based on 30% of your unit speed. And if the special is ready for that unit, and if they have got more speed than the opponent, then they can basically get a damage reduction based on the difference between their stat with the opponent's, and this can go up to 30%. So it's basically like a damage reduction skill built into this special. Even though this is a damage reduction skill as a special, it still is susceptible to the piercing of damage reduction by Deadeye, Lethality, Sublime Heaven, and skills of those nature. It clearly says that in the description of the skill. Usually the specials like Aegis, Sacred Cowl, Ice Mirror are not susceptible to the damage reduction piercing, but Vital Astra is actually weak to that. It is also only inheritable to infantry swords, infantry lances, and infantry axe units. So the amount of units that can actually use the special is pretty narrow, and the actual units who can make the optimal use of the special is even narrower. So the units that want to use the special, at least I feel like need to have around 55 and above speed. I feel like that's a pretty good benchmark because you're going to be getting good damage output out of the special, and you can also make decent use out of the damage reduction that Vital Astra provides you. So you usually want to give this to units who are faster. Slow units do not want to have the special, they just want to run something else like maybe Moonbow or Glimmer, but the fast infantry units definitely like to have the special. And units who can have a -1 special cooldown weapon and they can also run Time Pulse really love the special, because keep in mind that to get the damage reduction out of Vital Astra, you need to have your special charged up. So again, this further narrows down the amount of units who can actually use this optimally to actually get the damage reduction consistently. This is to be given to your max investment units that you actually use a lot so that you can get value out of Vital Astra. And Vital Astra is a 500 SP high scoring special for arena usage, so arena units can definitely run this special. If you want to get the damage reduction out of Vital Astra, then charging up your special is really important, and that's why Time Pulse and Special Spiral are amazing skills to be used with this special. Null Follow Up can also be a good combo with Vital Astra because you can have the combo of damage reduction and Null Follow Up at the same time. And there's not a lot of units who could do that before because they needed Null Follow Up to be built into their weapon, but now it's possible because of the special. And you can definitely stack this up with more damage reduction skills. Usually running the Null Follow Up is going to be opening up more matchups for you because you can stop the auto follow up attacks of the enemies and not even take the damage to begin with on their second hit, and you can also double many of the units who have follow up negation skills. So it pretty much diversifies your matchups and opens up some more opportunities for your units. So I personally like Null Follow Up with Vital Astra, but again, stacking up damage reduction is a viable strategy with this special as well. And Darting Breath Sacred Seal does have good synergy with this as you can retaliate back with it and does provide you with extra speed. Duochrome is a pretty good ally who can charge up the specials of his allies by using his assist, and Duochrome and Duo Alphonse can pretty much charge up specials by using their harmonic and duo skill. And Legendary Hector with Ostia Pulse 2 does have Time Pulse, so all of these units can be good allies for the Vital Astra users. Vital Astra is a high scoring special in Arena, and a lot of people do use Ruptured Sky in Arena as well because it's a low cooldown special, so it can be triggered a lot more, and it does have good synergy with the Breath Sacred Seals. But here you can see the comparison between Ruptured Sky and Vital Astra. So it purely gives you better damage than Ruptured Sky for arena usage against non-beast and non-dragon units. So this is a really good special to be run, especially if you're a fast infantry unit, and this is not even counting the usage of your damage reduction. Even if you just retaliate back with the special, its damage output is going to be better than that of Ruptured Sky. And it also has better synergy with the weapons and skills that debuff opponents' attacks. Like if you're running Attack Speed Menace or something like that, then you of course do not want to run Ruptured Sky because you're already debuffing the attack of the opponent and in a way just lowering your own damage output out of that special. And that is not the case with Vital Astra because it scales off on your own unit speed stat, something that you can control. You have no control over the opponent's attack stat. A modern day fast unit can pretty much hit 60 speed without much of a trouble, and by doing that, they're able to get 16 damage out of Vital Astra. To get the same amount of damage out of Ruptured Sky, you need the opponent to have 90 attack. So it's a lot easier to get the damage out of Vital Astra for arena usage than it is for Ruptured Sky. And obviously the bonus of this Vital Astra is that if you have it pre-charged, then you can get the damage reduction, which obviously Ruptured Sky doesn't really provide. Having said that, Vital Astra is a very good special, but it's not something so broken that you need to immediately summon for. I have definitely seen the change in opinion of people for this Ascended Mareeta banner as soon as we saw that Vital Astra is inheritable special. A lot more people are summoning for this, and if they can spare the orbs, then good for them to get the special for their favorites. But if you're a free-to-play player, then obviously a Hero Rises banner is coming up, and Ascended Mareeta's banner is probably gonna be getting a rerun from the Twitter polls at some point, so you can definitely try and see how this turns out to be. It's pretty easy to fall victim to all of the hype that happens in FEH at times, but definitely see your barracks and your orbs that you have saved up if you can even afford to do that or not. And not every infantry unit can make the optimal use of this special. They need to have the speed and also some other skills like Time Pulse and a -1 special cooldown weapon. And it's gonna be really tough for you to find a better user of it than Ascended Mareeta, because Ascended Mareeta has got the mini special spiral in her weapon as well as -1 special cooldown, so she can always have the special charged up to make the consistent use of this. So there's not really any kind of other unit who can make that consistent use of Vital Astra that easily from their weapon itself. And this is a premium special, so again, do not give this to any unit that might collect dust in your barracks. Only give this to your favorites and the units that you actually use a lot in different game modes to make the most value out of it. So let's go over some of the options that you can run with Vital Astra and some of the better users of it. So I'm not going to be going over every single option, but still this video is going to be giving you some ideas on who you can use this special on. It's impossible to cover like every single unit, obviously. So Legendary Dimitri is definitely one of the better users of it because he can run Time Pulse, and because Eirika gives him -1 special cooldown, he can have Vital Astra charged up. And Eirika already has damage reduction built into it, so with Vital Astra he ends up having 58% damage reduction. Now a quick recap of how damage reduction stacks. It stacks multiplicatively, so it does not stack up additively. You're not going to be able to have like 70% damage reduction or something like that, so it's definitely something worth keeping in mind. And because Dimitri has got true damage out of Atrocity based on his attack, and with Vital Astra he can definitely get a lot of damage output and have insane one-shot potential. So this kind of Legendary Dimitri hits extremely hard. But one of the cons of running Time Pulse in Slotsy is that you're not going to be able to fully maximize his scoring for Arena, because he does want to run a 300 SP Slotsy skill for the max Arena scoring. But still, nonetheless, he's a really great user of this. And Young Marth is a unit from Hall of Forms. Now, unfortunately, Vital Astra is not going to be available in Hall of Forms, but you can definitely try and pick up the skills that you would try to run with Vital Astra. And with Special Spiral, he can focus on one-shots while still getting the damage reduction out of the skill and having better longevity in case he misses out on some kills on some units through his Vantage. Marisa is easily one of the better free-to-play units who can make use of Vital Astra. At first, it might seem like she doesn't have the highest speed, but keep in mind that Shamir does give you extra 5 speed, and this is something to be used at max investment anyways. So you do need the plus speed IV, and the reason why Marisa is such a good user of this is because she already has Time Pulse built into her weapon, and she also gets true damage out of her weapon. So you can definitely run some other Slotsy skill like Joint Drive Speed or Attack Speed Menace, and Slotty could be definitely something that could give her extra speed, like maybe Attack Speed Solo or Surge Sparrow that you might get out of Attack Speed Menace. But with her high HP, she can definitely try to tank hits by having distant stance, and the damage reduction that Vital Astra enables is definitely going to be helping you with that. Unlike Dimitri, she's not going to be having that one-shot potential, so a lot of times she's going to be taking 2 hits to finish off the opponents, which is actually pretty nice because she can just charge up her Vital Astra again, so that definitely helps. The next builds demonstrate the fact that how you can use Vital Astra in Arena mainly for the damage purpose more than for the damage reduction. So Yenfei and Ninja Shamir are some of the more popular Arena score sticks for free-to-play players, and while these units cannot always have Vital Astra charged up, Vital Astra is purely used here as a more damaging special than Ruptured Sky. Vital Astra is basically there to hyper-optimize these kinds of units for Arena usage, as they'll be having consistent 20 or more damage out of Vital Astra compared to Ruptured Sky, whose damage is going to be varying. And Unbound Axe is something that Ninja Shamir runs a lot, which debuffs the enemy's attack. So it's not hard to see why Vital Astra is going to be providing you with more damage output. Lucina is a very popular character and a very popular merge project, and Steel Falchion does have the follow-up negation effect, so she can stop the units who have got auto follow-up attacks and pretty much get the half part of null follow-up in a way, so she can afford to run Special Spiral in her slot B to have Vital Astra. This is pretty much, a way of running Spurn in slot B, but instead having Special Spiral and also getting extra damage out of Vital Astra. And if you're running Special Spiral, then you don't really need Time Pulse, so you could run other options like Attack Speed Menace or Joint Drive Speed. Ryoma is one of those units who can actually afford to run Special Spiral in his slot B because he has full null follow-up out of Raijinto, so he can get the damage reduction, null follow-up, and Special Spiral at the same time. And he can definitely run a Unity skill because he usually wants to be near his allies with this Raijinto weapon refine. Ayra and Larcei can trade their Regnal Astra for Vital Astra. The difference is definitely going to be in the damage output, as Regnal Astra scales off on 40% speed of these units, but Vital Astra gives you damage on 30%. So the damage is roughly going to be 6-7 damage, and you're trading that for damage reduction. So Ayra already has damage reduction from her weapon, so you can stack this up with this special, and the null follow-up as it is the best slot B skill for Ayra, so you can just get that combo done. So you can do this for max investment Ayras and Larceis. Shannon can also do this, but Shannon does not really have a -1 special cooldown weapon. So I kind of like Ayra and Larcei more for this special. Raven is also a really popular merge project, and he does get -1 special cooldown from his weapon. You can also run this on Brave Celica, more so for the damage output and less so for the survivability. The thing is that Royal Sword does have that mini special spiral, but unlike Ascended Mareeta, she doesn't have -1 special cooldown, so it does provide you with the special acceleration, which means that Brave Celica can trigger Vital Astra on her second Brave hit with the double Lion skill. So this is definitely a special that can give her that extra damage output by stacking up the speed, and she's not going to be able to have this always available for the damage reduction, but again, this is mostly for the damage output. Speaking of damage, Charlotte is someone who can hit extremely hard because she's got 15% true damage from her weapon, and then she can get the damage out of Vital Astra that scales off her speed. So this is something that can work with her base kit, and there's not too much that she has to change. Linus is also another unit who is really popular and pretty much a counterpart to Raven in a sense with his fanged Basilicos. So he might seem a bit slow at first, but keep in mind that Basilicos does give him +5 speed. Linus also has the pseudo panic effect in combat with his weapon refine, so he can definitely stack up his speed and get more longevity out of the special and also more damage output. Female and male Byleth are both really good users of Vital Astra. The reason being is that Creator Sword gives them -1 special cooldown and also has Null Guard built into it, which means that they can easily trigger this twice in the player phase if they initiate combat on a unit that can counterattack you. So you can basically get more damage reduction by running Spurn. The Wind Sweep is also an option, and a Lull skill is also an option as well, but running Spurn pretty much gives you more damage reduction, which leads to better survivability, and as it is, they do have null follow-up in their weapon built in. Female Byleth is slightly better user of it than male Byleth because she's got 2 more speed than male Byleth, but it's definitely a pretty marginal difference. And Cyan Larcei is easily one of the better users of it as well, because just like Creator Sword, she also has Null Guard and the Null follow-up built into this weapon, and also has -1 special cooldown. So she can trade Regnal Astra for this, just for having that more damage reduction. Definitely workable at max investment, but you're definitely not going to be seeing this kind of rare unit a lot. Speaking of being rare, Flavia is definitely one of those rare melee units who has got Deadeye effect in her weapon. So with Vital Astra, not only you're going to be getting the damage reduction yourself and the speed scaling damage, but also being able to pierce through the damage reduction of the opposing units. So that is definitely something unique that Flavia can do with that -1 special cooldown weapon. The original Mareeta is of course a pretty good user of this, which is no brainer, and both Karla's, Desert Karla and normal version of Karla can make amazing use of this for different reasons. Desert Karla is usually used with the AoE specials, but she can also make use of Vital Astra, and normal version of Karla does have null follow-up built into her weapon, and she also gets true damage based on her speed stat, so it's even better for her to use this kind of special that scales off the speed that she's trying to stack. And then female Kris is a unit who's available in hollow forms, Again, the special is not available in hollow forms, but still something that you can plan if you do have this kind of max investment Kris. And then we do have Brave Alm, who is definitely used with Duo Sonia because he can benefit out of the harmonized skill of Duo Sonia and pre-charge his Vital Astra. So this allows you to have that damage output and also have more sustainability if he's thrown into the range of the enemy. And Close Call is usually used in summoner duels with Brave Alm so that not only he gets the damage reduction, but he can also retreat to the range of the far save units or just, retreat out of the enemy's range. So this is something that he could do in summoner duels. Young Eirika is definitely not seen that much, but she does get the healing, so she can run distant pressure. She also gets the true damage out of her weapon and the -1 special cooldown, so she's definitely a user of this. And it's just annoying for probably the series fans how much she's fought off for her brother, but this is something that she can actually make use of because Amatsu gives her -1 special cooldown and it's also a distant counter weapon. So unlike her brother, she can actually pre-charge this special by using time pulse. The builds of a lot of these units are pretty same, but the reason being is that they are doing the same role, which is being a high speed damage reduction unit that can function in both phases. So hope you all enjoyed my Vital Astra guide. If you did, then make sure to share this video with your friends who have some extra Ascended Mareetas that they want to fodder off. And if you enjoyed, then make sure to leave a like and a comment. Helps me tremendously, and if you really enjoyed, you could always support me directly by using super thanks or by becoming a YouTube member. And for more FEH videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell because I wish YouTube sub boxes would show my videos as many times as the amount of Ascended Mareetas who are being foddered off as we speak right now. So with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.